Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Guys, I hope you loved the episode with Yvette Waters, registered nutritionist dietitian who works for really supermarkets, brands, inspiring a better food system and helping all of us make better decisions and food choices much easier with less amount of time and energy. If you want to listen to this, that was amazing conversation. I absolutely loved it. It was so insightful and it just painted a picture of how our supermarkets can be, how they can indeed serve our best interests instead of just trying to sell us more stuff and get us addicted to the stuff that is not good for us. So tune in to our podcast episode with Yvette that we did yesterday. Today, guys, we are talking weight loss. It's summer and a lot of you guys, a lot of people approaching me, my clients or on social media, you might be trying to lose a few pounds and it might be especially challenging now during coronavirus times. Now, you might not have the facilities that you used to have. Maybe in public parks you are required to wear a mask, or maybe they're closed like where I am. They actually think that closing parks to the public is taking care of their health. So you might be in that situation. But guys, also, food might not be as available. It might not be as comfortable to shop and to get what you usually are getting. But it also might work for your advantage. You might get less distractions that usually distract you from your lifestyle, from your healthier habits. You might have more time on your hands that you can indeed invest into developing better eating and exercise and lifestyle and sleep habits. So maybe that, guys, what we should focus on, how we can use what we have to get the results that maybe we never even get to have. We never even reached those goals. For me, myself personally, I actually feel the best I felt in years when it comes to my physical and mental health. And that's because I decided at the beginning or somewhere there, in March and April, that through this pandemic, I'm going to focus on what I can do, what I can control, and what I can improve in this situation, in this reality, instead of trying to figure out why it happened to us and why now, why me. That's just not productive. And it's not because I believe I'm so smart thinking about that. It's just not productive. What you're gonna do? It's pandemic is already there, so you can use it to make the best out of it, or you can get sad about it and eat all the cookies. And what's that gonna do? How that's gonna help? Anyhow, guys, weight loss. It's actually really simple. Now, there are so many diets, people are always approaching me, asking me, how can I do intermittent fasting? Like I do 1 meal a day kind of diet lifestyle and it's not working, or I'm doing keto, or I went vegan and it's not quite working as well as I thought it would work. All these different, diets, reducing or removing this or that, or making this complicated thing out of our eating, and then wondering why it's not working for weight loss and why it's not working also for your health and why you're not feeling and looking all that better that you thought you could. But to be honest, being in the field of nutrition, of diets, of weight loss for more than a decade now, if you count my personal journey, it's 2 decades. Being in that for that long, I can tell you that things are actually pretty simple. Now, there are a few tricky details that I want to focus on today. But other than that, guys, most of people who are reaching out to me, they are just not prepared to change their habits for life. They still want to eat their cookies and look amazing every single day, but that's not happening. You either choose to maximize health and your vitality and your energy, or you choose to eat cookies. You can have a middle ground, you can have it in moderation, but it's always going to be a struggle. And when there is this gray area where you're kind of eating everything, trying to moderate it, guys, it's going to be so much more difficult to get results that you actually love having, that you actually enjoy. But the basic principles of health, vitality, weight loss, maybe getting over some health issue that you are struggling with, the basics are simple, but they require daily dedication. And at the beginning, of course, it's harder, and then it gets simpler. And once it's a part of your lifestyle, once you do it consistently for a couple of months, it gets much, much easier. Once you optimize for health, for vitality, for energy, once you start maximizing for that instead of trying to eat the maximum amount of shit without affecting your health and weight. Like once you maximize for health and once you practice it consistently for a while, it gets really easy and simple. And you will wonder, how on earth do people make it so complicated when it's always been that simple? You might be wondering, I get this question a lot, like, why do animals, get it so easy? Like, they eat without counting anything, and they don't get fat, and they don't overeat, and they don't starve themselves. But guess what, guys? Animals, like even gorillas and animals that are closer to us, to humans, to human animals, they also do get sick and fat, and they get heart disease and diabetes when they are eating a diet of some processed crap that they're fed in the zoo, when they move very little and there is little social communication that they are used to as animals, because most of mammals are social animals just like us. So they also do get that. And why? What's the reason? The processed stuff, the lifestyle without movement, no meaningful social connections. If we do this to animals, they gonna have the same disease as we do. And so the solution, what we can learn from that, when we return to more natural diets without all this processed noise and nonsense, when we start moving on a regular basis, not like hitting the gym or doing CrossFit, not just moving, being active, when we start having meaningful social interactions, all of that goes away, and you don't need any keto or intermittent fasting. And so today I'm going to give you a simple recipe, simple nutrition recipe, food recipe, how without diets to lose and maintain healthy weight and at the same time increase energy levels, health levels, and manage or remove completely, reverse completely some disease, some health condition. Like, it's actually simple. First, guys, you want to eliminate all the food products and focus on real food. And there is a very, very distinct feature of real foods. They are not product. They are not powdered juice extracted. They're not made into some fancy products with millions of other ingredients. Real foods are simple. Those are vegetables, meats, fish, eggs, nuts and seeds, whole grains and beans, whole foods, like in the form that nature made them. So those are whole foods. And you just need to work a little bit on figuring out the proportion, and I'm going to help you with that right now, with variety to deliver maximum nutrients that we human beings need, not the nutrients that gorilla or panda needs, but we human beings. And then that's it. Your hunger will be natural. It's going to be easy for you to lose and maintain weight and never get it back until, while you are maintaining your healthy eating habits. You can't just, lose weight and then get back to your shitty habits and then expect it to last. That's not going to happen. Health is for life. Healthy eating, living is for life. So you either change it for life and get to keep the results, or you change it for a month to get the results, and then you get back to whatever shit you were doing, and then you get back all the weight and health problems. So that's how it actually works. Not in some imaginary land, but that's how it actually works in reality. And the closer you are to reality, the easier it is gonna be for you to get real results and keep them. So first, guys, focus on whole foods. Anything that is packaged, that has a lot of ingredients, and it doesn't matter, guys, whether that keto, the carb count is low or there is some special fiber or sweetener, it doesn't matter. You gotta stick to whole foods and treat food products as once in a while entertainment or experiment. It shouldn't be a part of your daily diet and nutrition, no matter how superfood it is. So focus on real foods. And again, those are foods that are not products and totally whole, not pureed, extracted, made into flours and powders, no, whole foods. Then you gotta create a routine around your meals. It's not eat whatever, whenever. It's eating, for most of you guys, 3 meals a day. Stick with it, breakfast, lunch, dinner, stick to the same time. That's gonna help you to control your appetite and will help your body to absorb more nutrients, and also will help you to normalize your sleep cycle and also to synchronize all of your internal organs and systems. So stick to 3 meals a day and stop doing all that bullshit. If you couldn't stick to 3 meals a day instead of snacking all the time, then don't try to do 1 meal a day. You can do it for a week, but then you snap and you're going to get back to your normal whatever goes habits. So 3 meals a day. Until you practice that, don't go nowhere near 1 meal a day or, super long intermittent fasting. Don't. You're gonna snap. Yeah, I'm talking, guys, from experience, from my personal experience. I tried making shortcuts and I snapped. And that's why it took me so many years to master those habits, because I tried to skip the basics. So gradually proceed to the next level after you master this one. So if you're someone who've been snacking for many, many years, 3 meals a day, that's your goal, not 1 meal a day, guys. Just be real with you. So 3 meals a day. For those meals, you choose a plate rule. You use a plate rule till you kind of find your ground with your healthy eating habits. What is a plate rule? A plate rule, and guys, today we're focusing on weight loss. So I'm talking about maximizing weight loss, maximizing health and energy. That's why plate rule going to be very specific. So at least half of your plate or half of your volume of the food for the given meal going to be vegetables. I recommend even 3/4. So take a total volume of your meal. So by volume, most of your food should be vegetables. Most of the time, non-starchy vegetables. If you want to have some beans, some tubers like sweet potatoes or similar stuff, beans, maybe whole grains like quinoa, if that works for you and you want to stick with them, make sure that those grains are whole. The difference between whole and not whole is whole grains are the ones that you can see, that you can count. Those are, pieces of rice or quinoa. Not whole is something made into pasta. Like there is buckwheat as a whole grain that you can see, you can count. And there is buckwheat pasta. Now, to maximize weight loss, only whole foods, no pasta. If you decided to eat buckwheat or sweet potatoes for one of your meals, something starchy, and look up in the links, there's going to be in the show notes, there's going to be a link to non-starchy vegetable list. Beans, potatoes, sweet potatoes, cooked carrots, cooked peas, beans, all of that is starchy. The rest, like, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, asparagus, kale, Swiss chard, bok choy, all of that is non-starch vegetables. And salad greens, of course. So most of your plate, half or 3/4 of the volume of your meal should be non-starchy vegetables, and then you can add some starch, a handful of cooked starch. So it's basically maybe 1 potato or maybe a handful of cooked beans or buckwheat or rice or whatever that is you choose. And then For the rest of your meal, you should figure out, first of all, the amount of protein you need, because a lot of you guys either might be overdoing or not eating enough good quality protein. And for satiety, for weight loss, to preserve muscle mass, to get the nutrients we need to recover, rebuild, for so many reasons, we do need the adequate amount of protein. And I mean, I wouldn't recommend to go vegan for now. If you are trying to work on healthifying your habits, you can do that later if you choose to. It's not something I recommend, but for now, if you're not vegan, and that's what I assume from now on, you want to figure out the amount of protein you need per day and get it from protein-rich foods. Now, if you decide to go vegan or vegetarian, the same amount of protein you need, but I just understand that it's going to be less available to your body, and you're probably going to need much more of that for most people, for most digestive systems. How do you figure out what amount of protein you need? So, if you are not too overweight or obese, if you are kind of average, then a good starting point is a little bit less. Like if you're super lean, guys, you're probably not that much interested in weight loss. So I assume you're kind of like an average, not too obese, because for those cases, the numbers are a little bit different. For the rest of you, how much protein you need? About 1.6 gram per kilogram of body weight, or 0.7 gram per pound of body weight. So 1.6 gram per kilogram of body weight, or 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. But that's grams of protein, guys. It's not grams of foods, because even things like chicken breast, that is not all protein. There is a lot of water, there is a lot of other stuff. So you want to Google the food that you decide to eat, different food groups that you're going to include, and you want to figure out how much protein you are actually getting. So we're going to go, for example, to Google, we're going to put something like protein in salmon, and then we hit enter, and Google will give you the answer. So, for example, it tells me 100 grams of salmon is just 20 grams of protein. So you eat 100 grams of salmon, you're going to get 20 grams of protein. If you weigh, for example, 130 pounds, let me also calculate that for you. So 130 pounds, we multiplied 0.7 grams, we multiply by 130, that's pounds, and you get 91 grams of protein. So in 100 grams, so 3-4 ounces of salmon, you're going to get 20 grams of protein. You need to hit 91. So if you are eating 3 meals a day, you need per one meal about 30 grams. So what you need is you need to add a little bit more salmon. So instead of 3 ounces, you're going to eat 5 ounces of salmon. So that's the amount that will give you about 30 grams of protein. And you make 3 meals like that, and you're going to hit the amount of protein you need. So that's how it works. But then, of course, you can get protein from meat, from shellfish, from eggs, from chicken, from turkey, from organ meats and liver, and as a vegetarian or vegan, you can also, get it like maybe from dairy products. But you need to calculate it. If it says rich in protein, it doesn't mean that it hits your protein target. And protein is important for many reasons, but especially important to lose fat, preserving health, muscle mass, and reducing appetite while losing weight. That's important, guys. So 3 meals, most of your meals are vegetables cooked or salads. Doesn't matter if you decide to add some starch. You can have whole food starch, like maybe sweet potato, maybe a handful of cooked buckwheat or quinoa or rice, or beans, just again, whole foods, not some pasta. Bread, I do not advise for weight loss purposes. No, like nothing, again, no products, no powders, no flours, nothing, only whole foods. That works, guys. Stick with that and you'll have much easier time with controlling your appetite and your weight loss. So again, we figured out the amount of protein we need per meal. And then guys, you just want to make sure that you are hitting maximum nutritional targets for your weight loss, because that will help you to reduce the amount of hunger you're feeling on a regular basis. That will help you to maintain high energy levels. And that eventually will help you to lose weight more sustainably, keeping the health, the energy levels, not feeling crappy, and increasing the amount of your health at the same time, and maybe even managing some health conditions, because a lot of health conditions these days are coming from poor diet. So once you start eating nutritionally rich whole foods, a lot of those conditions will go away, gradually, not overnight. So to hit maximum nutrition targets with your weight loss program, and that's totally possible, guys, once you focus on adding variety of nutritionally dense foods into your diet. What are those foods? Well, besides of the variety of all the vegetables, and I mean the variety, like when you go shopping for foods, for your vegetables and other foods, make sure to pick up new ones, the ones that you've never tried before. Each time you shop, pick up new vegetable, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, different kinds of cauliflower, asparagus, bok choy. There are so many greens that I don't even know the names of, and in your area they might be completely different from what I have. But make it a point to find a place that sells a lot of vegetables and make sure to eat something different every single day. You don't have to eat something different every single meal, but every single day, try to enjoy a variety of vegetables. That's where you're going to get a variety of different vitamins and minerals and a lot of fiber and a lot of antioxidants that will help you to look and feel young. That's also amazing for your gut health, that love that fiber and those antioxidants and polyphenols. So a lot of plants, and the same goes for other stuff. So when it comes to if you decide to add some starchy foods on a regular basis, then instead of eating the same kind of beans, choose different beans or different potatoes or sweet potatoes or maybe Jerusalem artichoke or other tubers. Choose different beans, vegetables, grains in every category. Strive for variety. And then very nutritious part of your diet that's going to deliver a lot of nutrients that plants cannot, or it's very hard to get from plants, like omega-3 fatty acids or vitamin A or vitamin D or a lot of iron. Variety of protein foods, of protein and nutrient-dense foods, that's going to deliver the missing part. And so what you want to do, and I also advise that to all of my clients I work with, is you want to kind of create a schedule for your nutritionally dense animal foods. So maybe Monday is going to be your liver day. Maybe Tuesday and Thursday are going to be your fatty fish day, like salmon or sardines or herring or mackerel. There are so many, guys, so many fish. So when people, say healthy eating is boring, you just never actually explored what kind of variety we have these days in our food system delivered to anywhere in the world. Explore. There's so many. So maybe, Monday is your organ meat day, like maybe chicken liver is one of the most nutritious foods ever. Maybe Tuesday and Thursday is going to be a variety of fatty fish. Maybe on Wednesday you're going to make it your shellfish day, especially oysters, clams, mussels, so high in B vitamins, in omega-3s very often, in zinc and in iron and other minerals. Maybe then on Friday, you're gonna eat a variety of different meats. Maybe you decide to go for beef or for pork or for a wild game like elk or moose. Maybe on Saturday, you're gonna make an egg day. Eggs are so nutritious, guys. So the idea is to create this schedule so you're not getting lost, and you're not forgetting something, especially in the beginning, and you just go through that throughout your week. So again, maybe on Monday is going to be your liver day. That's in my family. On Tuesday and Thursday, it's going to be fatty fish day. Again, variety, eat skin, and sometimes add canned sardines, because there you can eat the bones and all the calcium in them. Then maybe again on Wednesday, you're going to eat some shellfish, especially oysters, clams, mussels. Maybe on Friday, you're going to eat some red meat. Maybe on Saturday, you're gonna eat eggs, and maybe on Sunday, you're gonna go vegan, or, make it a vegan Monday or Sunday. And that's how you will be getting more nutrients that probably you've been getting your whole life, and more nutrients than most of the people these days whose diet are really poor. Most of the people, guys, US alone, 70-80% are overweight, obese, and have one or two diseases of lifestyle, like diabetes, heart disease, or cardiovascular disease, or some brain disorders or cancers. Like people, 70-80% of people do have one of those. So you'll be so better off than most of the people that you'll feel like a Superman, and you're gonna look like a Superman too. And that's it, guys. So 3 meals, most of your volume of your meals, of any given meal, vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, cooked or fresh salads. And then if you decide to eat starch, sometimes people decide to eat starch, or maybe fruit, have a piece of fruit, have some beans or sweet potatoes. I'm a huge fan of beans these days. And then rotate your proteins. Eat some eggs, some organ meat, some shellfish, some red meat, some poultry. Maybe if you wish to, sometimes go vegan just for the heck of it, but not too often, especially at the beginning, because that can screw up your whole routine by making you hungry for a lot of nutrients that you'll be missing. On weight loss program, any weight loss and health program, the last thing you want to do is to be eating a diet that is missing key nutrients for human health, because that's going to make you so hungry and unmotivated to continue, and also craving all the stuff that you were trying to remove from your diet for good in the first place, that is going to sabotage any weight loss or health journey. Right, there. So make sure that you maximizing nutrients. So you're eating mostly vegetables. You add a piece of fruit, or some piece of potato or beans, and protein and nutrient rich animal foods. And you continue doing that, and just don't forget to eat your last meal 3 hours before bed to maximize sleep, recovery, and digestive health. And that's about it, guys. It is very simple. And so the last piece is, for weight loss phase, do not use, to maximize it, do not use any refined oils, cooking fats, or also do not, eat whole foods by the bucket like nuts. No, limit everything. So if you decide to go for nuts, then make sure that you have rule around it. So if you eat nuts, make sure that you eat just a handful, and that's going to be your portion. Grab a handful, and that's it. That's your portion for this meal. There are no unlimited calories. It's in the magic land of unicorns, guys. The reason why I'm saying to limit or completely eliminate all the liquid fats, they're easy to overeat. They don't add much nutrition. I'm not saying they're bad, especially olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil. They are also quite good for our health and our gut health. But for the purpose of weight loss, maximizing weight loss, you want to probably minimize them or eliminate, and limit all the other, even though delicious and healthy foods like nuts too. And that's it. You do this and you need no keto, and you're actually going to feel much, much better and look much, much better soon than most people on keto or vegan diets. You don't need any of those diets to stay healthy, to be healthy, and to improve your health, well-being, and to look amazing. So just remember this, guys. Again, weight loss is actually quite simple. Just eliminate all the noise, all the products, and follow these simple rules of normal eating, 3 meals a day, not too late, 3 hours before bed, eat a lot of vegetables, protein and nutrient-dense animal foods, and you're good to go. You don't even need to count calories if you follow these rules. I guarantee you. But again, don't forget, changes take time. For some of you, it might happen really fast. For some of you, it might take a little bit more time, depending where you are with your metabolism and health history and your dieting history. Also, how old you are, that all affects your journey. But it will happen. Consistency, guys. Consistency. You are doing it for life, not for months. Get into this mindset and you're gonna do great. You're just gonna keep looking and feeling better. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share this episode with one other person who might be struggling with their weight loss journey and health journey. Share this with them. Learn, discuss, and practice together. And as usual, guys, till next time, eat better daily.